Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Founder Fire. My name is Iggy Odighizuwa. I am the founder and CEO of CharlieAI.io, an AI setting department in a box to help you automate revenue automation, your revenue engine, working on that. But today, what I want to dive into is just give you guys a little update on the company I've been documenting this year. You're watching me build an 8-figure company in real time that's 100% powered by a team of AI setters. And year to date, we've done $4.3 million in cash collected and generated $4.5 million in revenue off $850,000 in ad spend. I share that so that you can see like what I'm sharing with you is legit. I don't know anybody else building an 8-figure company powered by just a team of AI setters. It's freaking awesome. So what I'm doing here is just when we're building this thing out, it started with some foundational stuff. You got to know your sales process. You have to have your demand gen, your lead gen in place, your sales process mapped out, and have all the different components of what you need the AI to do fully mapped out inside of your pipeline. And then once you have that mapped out, plugging AI into each different components becomes just like a no-brainer. So what I want to do is just kind of share with you like the 5 areas that I'm looking at inside of our pipeline when I'm mapping things out to really work through how we actually deploy Charlie inside of sales process. The way I look at how we build out Charlie, I view Charlie as our sales operating system. It's a team of AI setters in a box, but it's our sales operating system. I'm thinking about it and thinking through what that looks like. This is what I'm mapping out, right? Every single sales process that I work in looks like this. The first step is mapping out what is actually happening inside of the sales process. So Charlie follows up on all the different stages of the pipeline. So we map out what happens when the lead enters. What is the next step? So for this company, this is what their process looks like. Lead comes in, to fill an application, to book a call, the call gets taken, the team makes an offer, to become a client. Now, what happens in each one of those steps, people don't actually take time to fully map out and thoroughly go into detail what is happening at all those different stages. So when a lead comes in, if they don't complete an application, Charlie is engaging with them to get them to complete the application. The lead comes in and completes the application, but doesn't book a call. We have a separate agent of Charlie having a conversation with them and conversationally booking them directly onto our sales team's calendar. If they've been sitting in our application pipeline for more than 14 days, that lead gets handed off to a database reactivation agent that's going to be sending them resources, nurturing them, and getting them to book a call. Once a lead has booked a call, we have our booking manager agents activated. So what happens, every lead that books a call, whether the self-book or whether Charlie books them in, our confirmation agent confirms the appointments and sends them the appointment reminder and sends them the pre-call resources, right? Now, if that lead cancels their call, the separate agent, our cancellation rebooking agent, kicks in. If they no-show their call, our no-show rebooking agent kicks in. And then if they have their sales call, but they don't become a client, our reoffer agent kicks in after about 14 days if the person did not close. If they're moved to the next stage where there's like their proposal is sent and it's followed up, but a proposal hasn't been signed, or the follow-up is like a client engagement as letter is sent and you're waiting for them to sign, or there's a follow-up in place, you send them resources, but you haven't booked their follow-up call, then we have a follow-up agent for deal pending kicking in to follow up with those leads to get them back onto their calendar, right? And then if they do complete the proposal, the pay and the sign the proposal, but they haven't booked the onboarding call and haven't been activated as a client, then we have an onboarding agent reach out to them to book them to the calendar. If they've been a client for more than 30 days, we have an NPS agent reaching out to see how their experience is to generate new referrals, right? So Charlie gets individually configured and trained for all the different pipeline stages throughout the entire sales process, which is why when we deploy it, it's just so turnkey, right? I just don't do a good enough job communicating just how different it is to plug Charlie into your actual sales pipeline. So it helps us automate our entire lead management from the time a lead comes in to the time to put dollars in our bank account. That entire process is being managed by Charlie so that our closers, all they are doing is showing up to the sales call, updating the disposition of what happened on the sales call, because that disposition triggers the other agents, and it lets the system know which agent needs to be activated for that lead depending on what happens after the sales call. Everything before that sales call is taken, all of that is being ran by Charlie. And so what that allows us to do is it's allowed us to be able to more than double the business by just increasing ad spend and just hiring more closers. That kind of efficiency is unheard of. We've done 4.3 million cash collected for one business, all 100% powered by Charlie with no human setters. Like, are you freaking kidding me? If you're generating inbound leads and you do not have Charlie running your pipeline, what are you doing? Like, just plug it in. It is hilarious. We're building it. I'm building Charlie for myself and for my internal brands. All of our clients have the benefit of the fact that I'm still in the game and we have a portfolio of companies inside of our blue chip acquisition firm that are running high ticket online businesses. We've got some biz op, we've got some health, we've got some real estate coaching. We've got a host of different companies inside of our portfolio, all of them being ran and powered by Charlie printing. So across our portfolio right now, Charlie is behind close to 8 figures a month in cash collected from sets that Charlie puts onto the calendar. So I'm sharing those because I'm like, this is going to get really boring. You know, I'll record these videos to give you an update, right? But you tell me what more you want to learn from the things what we're building right now. I'll peel back the curtain. How we track things is not sexy. Like, we have really good tracking in place. We've got good data segmentation in place, and we've got good leaders, department leaders running the different departments within our portfolio company. And so how we have things structured within Blue Chip and how we're plugging Charlie inside of our companies, Charlie is the secret weapon that I'm using to build all of these companies. It is the secret weapon, hands down. Now, out the gate, it's not great out the gate in terms of messaging. Like, you got to train it like anything else. You just got to put in time, get it underneath the bar, put in the reps, train it. And then once you get it to a point where it's dialed in, it is a freaking wrap. The other thing that Charlie exposes is a bad system. The amount of people I see plug Charlie into their company and it just does not produce is insane. And the reason for that, 9 out of 10 times, is because the actual architecture of the business itself isn't conducive for actually properly implementing AI. So it means their sales process isn't fully dialed in. Their marketing, their lead generation isn't really dialed in. They don't have true product market fit yet. So they're still figuring out who their avatar is, who their ICP is, what their messaging needs to look like. So when they're plugging Charlie in, they don't have a ton of data for it to be trained on, and they don't have a proven process for it to be plugged into. So they're having to prove out the process with the AI, right? Which means it's going to take longer to dial in, which is why, like, transparently, if you're brand new and you don't have any salespeople, you've never worked with setters, you don't have an offer that's doing like $50,000, $80,000 a month, Charlie doesn't really be the best fit out the gate unless you have some of those things dialed in. You've got like your lead generation dialed in, you've got your ICP dialed in, you've got your sales process dialed in, meaning that it's producing and is primed for scale. When it's primed for scale and you plug something like Charlie in, once it's trained, it is like explosive. The results that it's able to produce inside of the business, which is why like I don't take on a blue chip. I don't accept anybody inside of our blue chip portfolio unless they're willing to plug Charlie in, simply because I'm willing to go through the process of eating shit in glass to get it trained so that we have a machine that's producing predictable, qualified sales calls and working the pipeline, giving us maximum coverage. And so when we do that, we have that dialed in, coupled with a team of killer closers, we're on average producing anywhere from a 5-to-1 return on ad spend to an 8-to-1 return on ad spend, which is absolutely insane. So, and the reason why we're able to do that is because while most businesses right now average a 10% lead to book, Blue Chip with Charlie averages across the board about a 25% lead to book on average. That's top of funnel. And then you plug in all the other stuff on the back end that we have for middle of funnel, re-offers, database reactivations, all those things like just stacked up together. Like our lead to book across the entire pipeline is absolutely insane. So if you're not using Charlie, you should be using Charlie. If you don't understand how to use AI inside of your business, you definitely need to download and get access to my AI lead management playbook. It teaches you how to map out your entire sales process, how to map out your entire funnel, and how to prime it and get it ready to actually implement AI. Before you do anything with AI inside of your sales process, you need to download that playbook and actually go through it and implement it. Once you implement it, then it really doesn't matter what tool you use. You're going to be able to get value from any AI tool that you use. Obviously, you're going to get the most value if you plug Charlie into it once you map that out, because it was designed to actually be integrated into a sales pipeline. It's not just designed to just do lead qualifications. It's designed to be integrated into a sales pipeline and manage the entire pipeline from end to end. So if you're interested in that, download the lead manager playbook. And if your business is in the position where you can take advantage of AI, get a demo of Charlie, and I gotta see you on the other side. Till next time, stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. Peace.